Okay, I've come back the next day to the two little samples that I ran, but I didn't actually film. So I thought I didn't demonstrate how to release your samples from the slide, getting the super glue to let go. Now, we'll try to keep this out of the glare of the light of the fume cupboard, but you can see where our super glue is. See the dots? And what I've tried to do, I've released one corner here to get this going, but you simply take your Stanley knife blade and you're going to wedge it under the glass and onto the sample. Now if you watch probably this corner here and the opposite, you'll see that the super glue goes kind of a silver white, which means it's letting go of the glass. So let's see if I can get that to happen. I'm going to wedge that blade under the sample, and then I'm going to just push down and see if I can get that to slowly run. And you don't want to force, but equally you're going to have to get that blade under the glass enough to give it a push. I can see it running away now from the glass. I'm not sure if you can, but there goes one corner. Nice, slow, even pressure. Now I'll come up and I'll see if I can get it to pop. There you go, you heard it pop off. And now I can wedge that glass off the sample. So it's a matter of slow, steady, downward pressure, getting that blade to come under the glass and push down, pushing it down. And if it doesn't want to move, turn your sample around and go for another corner. Try to find the corner which is going to let go the easiest, and then work from that corner, getting your blade in, pushing down. So let's see if we can get this other sample. Looks like we've got a nice loose corner here. So I'm going to try to get my blade into that corner. Can you see? I'm working that corner, and I'm going to try to push down, and that let go easily. So let's see if we can work with that corner to wedge. Oh, let's see if I can get this into the camera. Wedge and pop, and off it came. Lovely. Now remember, of all of our samples, the last two seem to be a more lovely sealed silt. Looks like actually a couple contexts. There's one dark anthropogenic organic silt, and then I think we're mixing it with the natural below, and we've got a light brown silt that's been reworked by earthworms and the settling of this context. So the next thing to do is simply lay it on your blue tissue. I'll see if I can get the camera up closer a little. Oh no, whoop, further away, there we go. And we're going to wipe the oil off the back. This is where you can kind of go a bit more vigorously. Wipe the oil off. Get as much of that off with your tissue as you can, because that makes it a much simpler job. You don't have to use the acetone so much on your samples. Flip them over. Wipe off the excess oil. There you go. Okay. And then, just as we did the other samples, flip them over. I'll quickly do these without the use of the fume cupboard, so you don't have to listen to that noise and me trying to talk over it. Remember our flooding. Flood the back of the samples with acetone. And then we're going to pull the acetone off top to bottom. Give it a little blow and have a look. Nice. Sign of a good impregnation when you can pull the oil off in one go and it disappears in your back really to your sample. Now this one, sure, it's got a bit of saturation, but we'll probably flood these 2 or 3 times before we mount them to their permanent glass. Flip them over, and same thing, we're going to flood them, and then pull from the top to the bottom, and give it a little blow. It's really lovely, this part. And then again, you can see that oil has pretty much disappeared off the surface. So I would think that another couple of cleans and we're going to be ready to mount these samples. And I'll film that for you just to give you another look at how we mount on the press. So that was a nice successful little look into wedging with your blade, how to remove your samples off the glass. Remember not to push too hard, and you don't want to lose corners. If it doesn't give, you can try putting a little acetone between the sample and the glass and seeing if that will start to soften up the super glue. But if not, just wait. Eventually it will release. It will. Okay.